financial management as such, when we take many concepts, right? One of the concept is time value of money. For fund, this time value of money concept is very, very important. Why it is very important? That the value of money today is not the same tomorrow. As the days goes by, the value of the money will come down. If you remember by yourself, the value of what is 100 rupees some years ago and what is the value of 100 rupees today, you can understand. So when it comes to company, when they want to invest in projects, when they invest their money, it will generate some revenue later point of time. And it will run for some more years of time, and we have to identify the accumulated value of money. So when we were discussing about a few classes ago, I was teaching about payback period. Two types I said. One is traditional payback and another one is the discounted method I said. Discounted method consider this value of money, time value of money. If you say, for example, there is one project in traditional year, if the project says within 2 years you will get your investment, but time value of money you take, actually it will take more than 4 years. So what is the real scenario? Why should we consider this? There is something called discount rate. So many people will understand what is cutoff rate, what is discount rate. So when we are discussing about many capital budgeting problem, you must have come across this one particular term called discount rate. So what is discount rate? Discount rate is the overall cost of capital. So assume if this is one of the projects where I will be generating this cash inflows for 5 years. So there is one particular period I will invest in the project. So for first 5 years, this is the money that I would be generating from the project. Okay, so this is the rate. 16% is from different sources I have borrowed money, and as I've always told you, money will not come for free. It will always come with some cost. You are raising funds from equity shares, you have to pay in the form of a dividend. Other than the floating cost and other borrowing cost, that is different. Floating cost I am not bringing here, I am just saying the cost of equity. And if you are talking about the debentures, there is cost of debt. Any interest bearing instruments if you bring, there is a cost of debt. And preference dividend and the cost of retained earning. And put together all these costs and all, because we will not rely on only one source. From the different sources we will raise funds. Clear? So when we are raising funds from different sources, we call them K naught, which is the overall cost of capital. In very simple example, if I am borrowing 100 rupees from her, okay, so she says that when you pay tomorrow, I will take 1 rupee away. It means she has given me at a 10% cost. 10%, 100 rupees she has lent me. So 10% interest. So 100 rupees, 10% is 10 rupee. Okay. So till I repay her, I would be paying her 10 rupee. Say for example, annual. Every year I would be paying her 10 rupee till I pay her 100 rupees back. So first year she gives me 100 rupees. So end of the first year I have to pay her interest. So I pay 10 rupee. So next year what is the value of 100 rupees? 90 rupees. The following year 80 rupees. So the cut-off rate is the value of money at the rate at which you are borrowing will come down in its value. Other than discount rate. So if I say there is an initial investment, the discount rate is 16%, I have to calculate what would be the way that 1 rupee table, we have 1 rupee table. From that 1 rupee table for 16%, 1 rupee at what rate will come down in its value in the next year. So if I add all these together, so this is 10,000. Okay, if I add all this money together, there is one accumulated value. So it should be higher. But when I multiply with each current value of the 16% every year, the value will come down. If I say 3,000, but when I calculate present value, 3,000 into 16% of the present value of the first year, it will not be 3,000, it will be less than 2,000. So that is the actual value. Because it's future, it is futuristic. The money is generated for the future. So what is the rate you are borrowing your sources of funds for the investment? The value will come down on its own. Okay. So time value of money, when we are teaching, we always teach that always at what rate the value falls down. So the formula is, see, we always calculate like this. What is the present value? 1 divided by 1 plus r to the power of n. Okay, so it is better you guys have calculator, okay, scientific calculator. If you guys have scientific calculator, you please take it in your hand, because I will teach you. Even you don't have, because even if I provide present value table, not necessary that you will have all the percentages. If I provide 25%, 40%, it's not possible for you to locate. So it is always ideal if you know to calculate the cutoff rate. Okay. So if I say PV is equal to 1 divided by 1 plus R to the power of n, this is n is the number of year. Okay, R is the rate. So I would say 1 divided by 1 plus 0.16 to 1 to the power of 1. So if you take 1 divided by 1.16 to the power of 1. So take your calci, 1 divided by 1.16. Either you will have x to the power of y. Either you will have this symbol or you will have this symbol. You please calculate and let me know. If you don't have calci, then you can use your mobile phones. Take mobile phones. You have to put it in a bracket. 0.86. Correct? 1 divided by 1.16 to the power of 1. To the power of 1 என்றது வந்து value கிடையாது. அது 1 தான். So 1 divided by 1.16 எவ்வளவு? 0.86. Tell me 4 digits. 20. Alright. Now this is for the first year. So 16%. This is the cutoff rate for the first year. Now for the second year. Second year would be 1 divided by 1 plus R to the power of 2. So this will be 1 divided by 1.16. Okay, 1.16 to the power of 2. If the 2 varupoduna, you guys have to use the exponent. It is the exponent value. So 1 divided by 1.6 exponent 2. What is the value?
0.39.
0.39. Avlo kammi aayirukka?
0.74.
0.74. 743. 3 ka liya value. 1. Okay. Now because they are given for 5 years, we need to find out for the 5 years. Now bring it for 1 divided by 1 plus R to the power of 3. So 1 divided by 1.16 to the power of 3 is equal to
0.6406.
0.6406. Okay. Now for the fourth year. Because see guys, this is the same calculation for any kind of rate that you are given. So for the fourth year it would be
0.5522.
0.5522. Okay. Then for the fifth year, because we have 5 years given. So fifth year will be 1.16 to the power of 5 is equal to
0.4761.
4761. Now in your phone, please go to Google and take present value 1 rupee table. Present value 1 rupee table. Please take present value 1 rupee table. In your Google, you have taken present value 1 rupee table. Just zoom in the table if you have located. Present value 1 rupee table. You also have compound value table. You also have annuity table. Don't go to that. Go take present value 1 rupee. Do you find below 10% for the first year? 0.909. 0.909. 10% first year below 10%, do you find 0.909?
Yes, ma'am.
That is the correct table. Okay, that is the correct table. So in that table, trace 16%. Same value. You find all this value for the first year 0.8620,
Yes,
and second year 0.7431, third year 0.6406, 0.5522, 0.4761. So you can also locate the same values with the help of present value 1 rupee table, or you can find out through this formula. But when I ask this sum in the for part B, it is just not you will find out directly. I want you guys to show me the working like this, because this is for 10 marks. So I would expect if this working is not shown to me, because I will not give the PV table. I expect the students to identify the PV table. Okay. because usually some sums which comes with along with PV values, sometimes you may not have PV values, but you should be able to do it on your own. Clear? So first we need to identify the PV values like this. Then they are asking find the PV value of cash inflows using PV table. So this is what very important. So how do we find out the PV values of cash inflows? So first you will have to take year, then we have to take cash inflows. Okay, year, cash inflows, then present value. Okay, this is the present value factor. For recording, present value factor at 16%. Then we have present value. It is called present value cash inflow. Okay, so first what you have to do, take the years 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and we have to take the cash inflows, which is 3,000, 4,500, 6,000, very good, 8,000 and 10,000. Now write down all the factors. The same thing is what we are going to apply. This concept is very important for you to understand, because the same concept is what we will be applying when we are learning about the capital budgeting. We will have the separate tools under the discounting methods. So all IRR, NPV and payback discounting method, all that we will be using this tool. So you should be very clear how we do this method. Okay. So here we have to write the values 0.8620, 0.7431, 0.6406, 0.5522, 0.4761. Alright. Now what you guys have to do, multiply this and this. So if I say 1, 2, 3 and 4, I would say 4 will be 2 into 3. So you guys have to multiply and quickly tell me the values. Take your calci and tell me the values. 3000 into 0.8620. 2586. See, actually the cash inflow, if you see, 3000 is not 3000 by next year. If you get your money, 3000 is not 3000, because taking the cutoff rate, your value will become 2586. That is why it is always wise to use the time value of money when you do a decision factors in financial management. Okay, then 4500 into 0.74. 3345. 3343. In case if it goes on decimals, round off. Okay, then 6000 into 0.6406. See, 4500 is just 3300. 6000 into 0.6406. 3008. See, 6000 has become just 3800. This is the real value of money. Okay, so 8000 0.5522. 4417. And next is 10,000. Okay, so 8000 0.5522. 4417. And next is 10,000 into 0.4761. 4761. So now add all this. This is called total present value cash inflow. Just add all this. You guys add all this and check what is the actual time value of money when we consider what is the total cash inflows that company has got. So you can understand the life cycle of the project. If it is going to be just for 5 years and you are not able to recover even your investment, then it will not be advisable to invest in such projects. That is why we use this time value of money. Okay.